We're just going to ever so slightly try to fast forward just 2x to try and catch up. And we'll have to switch the player calls. And Flower and Dancer, thank you so much for your resource wheel. Holy crap though. 2 years already, 24 months. Damn, the support today is fantastic. I'm doing pretty well, Vinegar, for the most part. I'm still... Gosh darn it, still... having issues with Amazon. I just got an email today. It's been a back and forth for quite a while. Let me fix the cost. We're going to have red for Barles. And we're going to have blue for Dragonstar, like this. Yeah, I've been having issues with Amazon. You know, I use my account to buy an audio interface using gift card credit because they do not take PayPal. And they suspended my account, so I've been talking to customer service because they say that the gift card balance breaches their terms and conditions for some reason. So I've been talking to them over the phone twice already. And last time around, a few days ago, 2 days ago as a matter of fact, after the last stream, they said they were going to send me an email and ask me for payment information. I needed to provide all the payment information that they wanted. And I got the email today, but it is not asking for any payment information. It's just saying try to log into your account and you're going to find further instructions over there. I haven't tried yet because I got here just straight to cast. But last time that I tried to sign up, it was complaining that the first time around I did not provide enough information, so I don't know if that's going to change. Hopefully it will, and I'll be able to upload everything, but if not... Well, I'm starting to fear they're just going to close the account or something. Hopefully that's not going to be the case. Regardless though, for this game, Barles is losing 1 villager already. I'm sorry about the railing over there. How dare they? I know. 630,000 channel points? Well, that's rich, quite literally, and hopefully before the end of the year you're going to have something else to spend it on besides just betting on the games. But yeah, anyway. So far, the games looked a little bit better for Dragonstar, mostly because of him being able to get the only villager in the game and also having the better KD. And yeah, you know, with Magyars, you do get your attack upgrade for free for your scout, so it makes sense to go for it, even though if we have seen some players try and make a play for archers with Magyars. How rude. How will we be able to order... Ow. How will we be able to order your hentai? How you will be able? How will you be able to order your hentai now? Yeah. I know, it's extremely frustrating. I was such a big consumer. Alright, Dragonstar's going around. There's no way for him to come in. Yeah, I inferred the U, but I still had trouble reading it for some reason. It went smoothly in my head, but you tried to actually say the words and it seems like my brain tripped up on my tongue. Castle H is gonna be here very soon for Barles. So he went for the full walls. He's got a kidney bean kind of base over here. Taking a look at Dragonstar, sorry. Dragonstar is completely open, but he's the one putting pressure, so he doesn't really have too much to worry about. Bloodline's on the way now for Barles. Let's get into the castle age and we'll see the Shrivanshi Riders come out. How many stables do we get for? Okay, so he's going for the second stable. Yeah, and Shrivanshi Riders will be good, but then Dragonstar, I imagine he'll start pumping knights once he gets to the castle age. Archers will not really do too much. Right now, it's good so that he can potentially push villagers away from the wood line, but Barles' defense has been really strong. There you are. Castle age is here. Ready for Dragonstar. Crossman and Balkan arrow upgrades. Hey, Hotline. Sorry. I mixed the HD with online. Hey online, sorry, welcome. First time chat as well, love it. Skill bar and armor is coming up as well for Barles. So these three Vampire Riders are pretty strong. Dragonstar, interestingly enough though, after getting to the castle age, first thing he went for was Crossman and Bakinar, which against three Vampire Rider doesn't seem like the best choice. He does have a knight or two queued up, but the problem with this is that he's got a single stable, so production potential is not particularly high compared to the two stables from Barles. If Barles was to completely divert his entire economy towards training three Vampire Riders, well, this is certainly going to be pretty difficult for Dragonstar to hold on against. Dragonstar instead has gone for the second and third TCs. This is not bad per se. When he got the villager kill over there, he kind of got ahead a little bit. So if he goes for extra TCs, he's guaranteed to stay ahead. Still be the only player getting additional villagers out. And Barles on a single TC, so if he does go, once again, diverts his entire economy towards military creation, that could prove difficult for Dragonstar to defend against. The Shivamsha Riders are not only good against archers, but they are a pretty strong raiding unit as well, because their agility is even going to be quite helpful against TCs. If you micro these units properly, you should be able to sustain a lot of damage, and we are seeing Barles roaming around the Shivamsha Riders already. Shivansha is my favorite unit. It's oh, he's coming in! He's coming in straight into the wood line! The Shivansha Riders over here are not strong enough to take the villagers super quickly, but he will end up getting 2 picks in the end. And yeah, this unit kind of reminds me of the Mango that I back in the day. Favorite unit to play with. Awful, awful to play against. Not quite as strong, mind you. Mango that were pretty broken back in the day. Remember, but before the yeah, I'm not really sure if before HD, before HD for sure, but I'm not really sure if HD changed anything for them, but yeah, before the for sure, and before HD as well. But the Shivansha are still going to be super strong. Barles is behind the villager count still by about 9, however he did manage to get a few villagers from Dragonstar. That's not sufficient, and there's a lot of catching up for Barles to do. If you take a look at the villager count between both players and the Eco KD, it's looking much better for Dragonstar. He's been able to get the most villagers this game, and he's got the highest worker count currently, so there's a lot of catching up for Barles. Should be able to clean this up, and that's going to leave him with a good amount of army to go forward and keep on putting pressure with. There you are. Hardcore Massive, dude! What is this, the day of Let's Support Nova for multiple months at a time? Thank you so much. 7 months as well. Just one. Listen, Weniger. 2 months away from the Twitch, baby. Thank you so much for the support. I just wanted to say that I really appreciate your casting. You have deep game knowledge, a very clear voice, are able to hype up plays and always keep a positive vibe. In my opinion, you're the best AoE caster. Thank you so much. Hardcore Massive, it's very much appreciated. You know, I haven't been casting, I haven't been streaming quite as much as the few months before the RMS Cup 2, but that's kind of calculated a little bit. It's allowing me to put a lot more time into some of the other stuff that I've been meaning to do, but I've never really had the time to do, and now I'm actually putting the time into it. Yesterday I got much closer to the finishing line for my first scripted YouTube content in like a year or over a year, I think. Yeah, I think the last scripted YouTube video that I made was the evolution of Age of Empires DE, which covered the first 12 updates. But this one, the current state of Age of Empires, is in the works, and fingers crossed, it's gonna be out in the next few days. Finished the script, which took a long time actually, had to do some research, and finished getting all the footage that I need for it only yesterday, so hopefully today and tomorrow I'll get through the actual editing and uploading. Bloodlines coming in now for Dragonstar. This kind of feels like an upgrade he should have gotten ASAP when he got to the castle age, and makes it very hard for him to fight the Shrivam chest, and especially now that we have camos as well from Barles, if he does not have Bloodlines. So that's a lot of damage coming in from Barles. We said that he had a lot of catching up to do, and catching up he is. With crossbows, Shrivam riders, camels coming in, getting the raids going, preventing Dragonstar's knights from defending successfully, and keeping Dragonstar's economy in shambles. Take a look at the efficiency of the last minute for Dragonstar's economy, less than 40%. And it's gone down as low as 31% from what I could see. And that's not going to be the end of it, of course. We have a 4 siege workshop, and Barles' military count still significantly higher compared to Dragonstar's current military count, which he'll use just for defense. Which means that his economy is not completely safe just yet. There's a very real chance that Dragonstar will be able to get the raids going once again, and Dragonstar might not be able to get the raids going himself anytime soon. So even though Barles' economy is a little bit smaller, well, actually substantially smaller, it might not matter because it's significantly more efficient. He's got it working at all times. Let me take a look at the gather economy time. Yeah, so up until this point, Dragonstar was able to get ahead by about an hour and 20 minutes. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad. All the extra resources he collected, he ended up spending, going into the extra TCs, going for the extra villagers, paying for the extra villagers, getting the extra farms up as well. And you take a look at Barles' raid over here, and he does end up idling a lot of Dragonstar's economy once again. So if he can keep this going, very soon we're going to see a gather economy time that's going to be pretty close for both players. That'd be really bad for Dragonstar, of course, because with a higher worker count, he wants to at the very least hold on to the lead. And right now it's an hour and a half, so we'll see how that evolves. Yo, Gingerbeard! Hi, hi, welcome. Hope you're doing alright. How's it going? There we go. I definitely would like to see... He's got a monastery, right? So definitely would like to see a mangonel. So he can start putting pressure against the TCs and doesn't need to just use the Shrivanshas and the camels. The Shrivanshas are useful in short bursts because they're agility. But the camels are not particularly good, so there's no way for him to sustain the pressure against TCs without siege. And he does have a few elephants over here to make use of, some armor elephants. And he's getting a bunch of villagers. Actually, Dragonstar's not realizing about this. Oh boy. That's a lot of damage output from Barles' units. Just 2 Shrivanshah riders over there, getting so many villagers down. Take a look at that Eco KD. 30 to 4. It's gone up from 3 Eco losses for Dragonstar all the way up to 30. It's gone up tenfold. Still no mangonels on the way. Pressure's there for sure. Let's check. Yeah, 4 castles on the way now for Barles. For the first time in ages, Dragonstar managed to come forward and try to get the raids going once again. He manages to find 2 villagers. 3 villagers, as a matter of fact. Actually, 2 villagers, sorry. That was correct the first time around, but is that going to be enough? It does not seem to me like it's going to be enough. Dragonstar, he got a castle on the left-hand side himself, which is going to provide defenses to the left-hand side of his economy. On the right-hand side, he's got another castle coming up, providing defenses to the gold miners. And that's for the most part about it. Yeah, and Barles is getting a forward castle. Now this might be kind of risky from Barles because his economy is so much smaller and he knows that Dragonstar still has significantly more villagers, and Barles is gonna have to spend a lot of resources from his already smaller economy into expanding his economy, so extra villagers and farms and the extra TCs he's have to pay for. That means that it's unlikely he'll be able to get to the Imperial Age anytime soon. And I'm really wondering about this though. He already knows about Dragonstar's castle, and by going for the forward castle over here, he's going to prompt Dragonstar into rushing the Imperial Age ASAP, and with a stronger economy and currently uncontested economy from Dragonstar as the raids have ceased from Barles, the Bull player is gonna get to the Imperial Age so much sooner, and that means this castle's probably dropping not much longer after Dragonstar gets to the Imperial Age, as we're gonna start seeing some trebuchets. Dragonstar, by the way, gets Corvinian army. So he's gonna start going for Magyar Hussar by the looks of it. Universities on the way. Corvinian army, for those who might not know, is an upgrade that makes Magyar Hussar cost no gold. So this effectively becomes a trash unit. The unique unit for Magyars effectively becomes a trash unit. And it's a very strong unit as well, so it's fantastic if you don't have to pay any gold for it. The defense for Dragonstar. Yeah, he's going to end up cleaning this up. Let's go into some of the extra gold on the left hand side, and Barles is trying to get the raids going over here. Finally, the siege is approaching the TC. He might be able to take this one down. Will he? We have a magnet over here. The second magnet is coming up, but this is looking too slow for Barles' push. This is what he should have gone from the get-go, when he started coming in pretty heavily on, you know, with Shrivansh riders and camels. He went for the monastery, he went for the siege workshop, but then it took him so long to get any siege out, and the only siege he got out was armor elephants, which was a little bit harder to make work. Do Magyar Hussar resist conversion? Hey, you know, that's actually a really good question. I don't think I had seen Magyar Hussar enough in the past to know if they have any conversion resistance. Do we have any standard Hussar anywhere? We don't. So that I can check. Ability, armor. I'm going to take a look at the tech tree. Yeah, I legit have no idea. Sorry about that. It doesn't say. Oh, no, it doesn't say. And the tech tree, so I would imagine it's probably not the case. But to be sure, somebody will have to check the Wikipedia. Actually, not the Wikipedia, sorry, the fandom page. But from what I can see from the tech tree, it seems as it's not the case. Barles got a second castle forward. He's got a lot of extra Shrivansh riders coming out. And this I like a lot better. If he was just trying to make a play for economy, that wasn't going to work out. He was going to just be playing catch up against Dragonstar the remaining of the game. Meanwhile, that is not the case if he's the one putting pressure. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of villagers going down. Dragonstar still ahead by 40 villagers, mind you. Damn boy, third castle on the way for Barles. And Dragonstar will, under these types of raids, he won't be able to go anytime soon up to the Imperial Age. he's been taking stone quite heavily, so he'll be able to go for another castle himself. I guess the one area that's still somewhat exposed is this, on the back DC, but it's unlikely he'll be able to get anything over here. I checked, it seems they don't. Yeah, that seems about right. Beautiful. Here you go. Good defense for Barles. Now Dragonstar's gonna try to get a forward castle. Notice he's got a lot of villagers coming forward, completely unprotected. So if Barles plays his cards right, he'll be able to prevent the castle from coming up. It's all going to be a matter of how fast he realizes about Dragonstar's push. He'll be able to deny the castle, and if he can get these villagers down, you know, he's getting very close to completely catching up. And he realizes, there we go, that's gonna be 15 villagers from Dragonstar. He could potentially end up losing, leaving the players almost on par. Almost 4 villages ahead still for Dragonstar. After he loses all of this, of course. And he's sending some extra villagers, so it seems like Barles is going to pull ahead now. What is going on? Dragonstar is committing so heavily into a castle, he already knows it's surrounded by military. And he cannot get the castle up, but even if he got the castle up, is it worth getting the castle up at these losses? It does not seem like that's the case to me, and Barles is looking really strong. There's a reason this player is #1 on the leaderboard these days. And the reason is because he's an extremely good player in Dragonstar. Well, he's unable to get the castle up over here. Barles is going to catch up and surpass Dragonstar in villager count. Still has more military to work with, and the camels are looking great. Dragonstar calls it GG. And that's gonna be game #1 going in favor of Barles. We'll see what we get for game #2 in a moment, but let's take a look at the achievement first. What do we get for the achievements here? Oh, crap. There we go. We have a very nice KD ratio, actually, for Barles, approaching a 3-2 final KD. We have also a higher army high of about 11-10 ratio for Barles and Dragonstar, respectively. This does not really matter too much, of course, and it's just what the highest military count was at any given point in time, but that's about it. For the most part, what you really want to see is a general trend over here. You have the graph for that, and you can see that Barles was for the most part ahead in military for the most time, for the most part, the longest time from both these players. And for the economy, Dragonstar did manage to collect extra resources compared to Barles, but notice that proportionally speaking, it remained fairly constant throughout the game. Like, it was not, Dragonstar could not pull a further lead against Barles. You can see that it was probably like 53-47 or so percent resource distribution. He does end up collecting 6,000 extra resources, but yeah, once again, he was consistently under pressure. He wasn't able to get a lead with it. He wasn't able to go up to the Imperial Age. Barles' push was very strong, and thus allows him to come back into the game. You take a look at the worker count over here, and there was a very, very big power shift at the end of the game with the worker count for Barles going up significantly compared to Dragonstar, as Dragonstar lost so many villagers just trying to get the castle up. So well done! Barles 1, Dragonstar 0. Let's go back and wait for game #2. Alright, let's try to catch up once again, just 2x. And we are going to switch colors. Dragonstar, we are going to keep him in blue. We are going to keep Barles in red. There we go. So for game number 2, it's going to be Bulgarians versus Lithuanians with Dragonstar on the left-hand side and Barles on the right. Hey, Golik. Beautiful. Yeah, we already have scouts coming forward from Barles, which you are probably expecting in this situation. With Lithuanians, you do begin with 150 extra food as of the latest patch. So going for scouts is going to be a no-brainer. He's making the play for skirmishers right now, which is a very common strategy as well. Scouts into skirmishers, that's going to allow them to counter spearmen as well, which is great. And for Dragonstar, well, playing with Bulgarians, he does get men at arms, right? But that's not going to cut it. So he's got spearmen and archers coming out. Bulgarians, you don't really want to go for archers. They do not scale too well for them, so it's fine if you add a few over here just to get some damage down in the fuel age. Especially as you pay for your resources for your blacksmith upgrades. You're saving up on fletching, for instance. Potentially Paddle Archer Armor if you want to go for it. He's gone for Forging right now as well. Yeah, and the archers are going down, so Forging, what is it for? It's going to be for scouts, so he went for archers. I'm not really sure why he would open with archers, but he's finally making a switch to scouts right now, and he's going for 2 stables. So I like that, and he's got scale bar and armor on the way. Meanwhile, Barles does not have that on the way just yet. But yeah, anyway, with Bulgarians, you do save some resources on blacksmith and also siege upgrades, 50% food discount. And let's take a look. Barles is going for scouts. Dragonstar's going for scouts. Dragonstar's got some archers left over here, which once again, just in the fuel age, is gonna be alright as a complementary unit, but it's not the only army you want to go for. You cannot really justify spending too much into archers, as they do not, as Bulgarians, they do not get the crossman upgrade in the castle age. Just a few over here to supplement the scouts seems okay though, seems alright. Oh boy, that is not the best unit control from Dragonstar though. He ends up losing a few units over there for free. Now this is not the best unit control for Barles. But he does end up taking a scout down. Beautiful. By the way, after the series, we'll be taking a look at the other quarterfinal, which did not get published in Wikipedia, I think. I didn't see it when I checked. Anyway, and that's the remaining quarterfinal we have to go through. Still, we already cast 2 quarterfinal sets 2 days ago, so today we're gonna cast this one and another one, and I'm hoping that they will be good sets. So far, the first game for this one was pretty good. The second game is looking alright. Dragonstar is kind of starting to fall behind a little bit in terms of economy, as Barles is going up to the castle age already. But he is ahead in military, so if he keeps on putting pressure over here and he commits to full scout production, he might be able to overwhelm Barles before he's able to get an advantage with the castle age. Here you go. Good defense for Barles. Fantastic defense for Barles. Dragonstar, he's not committed fully into scouts. Now he's trying to save the resources to go up to the castle age, so he's got the castle age on the way, and Barles on the other hand is 20 seconds away from the castle age. In terms of military production, there's only one stable for him to work with, so that's not ideal. He's got only one archer range, so there we go. The second stable is coming up for Barles. It's coming in as he gets to the castle age, though. I think he might have realized about it a little bit too late. Regardless, though, we'll see knights come out from Barles in a moment. He already has the first one queued up, and he's gone for... the first two queued up, and he's gone for Bloodline, so the knights are going to be strong, and... while he loses 2 villages over here, he does have a second TC on the way over here, and that's gonna be up so much sooner compared to Dragonstars. Extra TC if he is to go for one, as he's still a minute away from the castle age, right? So this might be enough for Barles to catch up in economy. Dragonstar, well, Dragonstar's being investing pretty heavily into water. Barles not so much. Nice. 20 seconds for the castle age for Dragonstar. And castle age is here for Dragonstar already. Beautiful defense. Oh boy. That's a lot of archers. Spearmen. Down for Barles. And Dragonstar, well, the one thing that's really good for Barles over here is the fact that Dragonstar is not really going for an extra TC. So the stronger economy right now lays in the fact that Dragonstar's gone for the extra fish and ships. But with the second TC already up, Barles should be able to catch up. He's not going to struggle too much, I think. Okay, he does get the second TC though. And the third TC is already on the way as well. Okay, so that's good for Dragonstar, and Barles won't be able to pull ahead quite as much in economy. Yeah, especially as he's not going for a third TC just yet, but he's approaching the amount of resource he needs. Actually, he's just gotten past the amount of resource he needs to go for the third TC, so we could see one. No. What is he going for? Okay. Let's get some upgrades. And the game kind of slows down a little bit over here. Not to a halt just yet. And Relics is 0-0 over here, as you can see. So Barles' military is still not quite as strong as it could be. He might be able to get this one though. It's very close. Let me see if he's got vision of it. Oh, he doesn't know about it. But he does know about the one in front. So this one he will get, and he was on his way to get it. And now he'll get sniped. Oh man, that's kind of a missed opportunity for Dragonstar. And he loses one of the knights to the conversion as well. So in the end, the monk will end up collecting the relic, and that's going to give Barles already one extra attack. That's going to put him on +2 while having gone only for forging. And the 30C is finally on the way for Barles. Does he know about the relic down the south? He does not know about it. He had sent a villager to try and get the dock up over here, but he doesn't know about the relic just yet. This map is so fun. It's so much fun to cast. I imagine it's gotta be a nightmare to play. Really reminds me, of course, with the corner lakes over here. Reminds me of 4 lakes. What used to be known as Cross, when it was just a community map, but with the added element of the center fights over the wood. Nice little raids over here from Barles. Got some knights roaming around. All 3 TCs taking some villagers down. There's not enough space over here for Dragonstar to garrison all the villagers. Oh boy, there's not a little raid anymore. And Barles is going to end up getting so many villagers over here. Dragonstar's been struggling in the series so far. He's lost the eco lead that he had before. Barles realizes about the engagement over here and pulls the units away. But now the blue players at the very least able on the right hand side start putting some pressure and potentially get some of the fishing ships down over here. However, Dragonstar's fire galleys most likely going down to the knight over there. If he's not paying attention, he might end up losing both over here. But he does still end up taking a few fishing ships down, so it's not going to be for free. It's not going to be... You know, it's going to be a worthy loss. Dragonstar scrapers are starting to come up at the center as well, which I love. This is the first step towards coming back for Dragonstar after losing the lead. Putting pressure at the center with a cheaper crab post, with the cheap crab post compared to the cost of a castle, of course, means that Dragonstar should push Barles away from the center. And that means that the economy from Barles is not going to be quite as good, because if he's going to rely on these little patches of wood to, you know, to collect wood, this is not going to be quite as effective. He's going to have to keep on going for extra lumber camps. He's going to have to travel longer distances for the villagers to drop the resources. So it's the first step towards coming back for Dragonstar. The next step, after pushing Barles away from the center, is ramping it up to 11 and just keep on going for more military over here and try to prevent getting this game to later stages where Barles is going to have most likely a much stronger military because of the extra attack that he gets by the relic. So I do like Dragonstar's counter push over here. That's a lot of knights. That might not be enough garrison space on the TC over here to protect everyone. I think that's going to be just enough to shelter all these villagers. So I think Barles probably will be fine if he were to garrison everyone, but he's not doing it just yet. And there's a counter push coming up from Barles as well. Who's going to get the most damage done over here? We have a race to the bottom. Dragonstar and Barles both going for the raids against their opponents. The military count seems to be significantly higher for Barles, and seems like he's got significantly more knights forward around Dragonstar's base, and Dragonstar's got around Barles' base, as Dragonstar's got at this point in time. Only 7 knights left forward. And if we are to take a look at Barles' military count, he's got 15, over twice the knight amount of that of Dragonstar, and he's got it right. Dragonstar's economy idling a lot of villagers, forcing some walls, forcing defensive knights over here. And Dragonstar might end up taking a bunch of villagers down over here. It's unlikely he'll be able to deny the TC. But this is what I was taking a look at as well. This is what I was talking about, earlier. This economy is so much more exposed as well for Barles. He's just gotta keep his lumberjacks moving all the times, right? So he's getting the TC up now, which is going to provide some protection, but that's not going to protect these units for too long. Take a look at how much wood we have left over here. There's not too much around this to see. Yeah, that is not too much, and whatever he's got left is not particularly efficient because of all the travel time. Dragonstar still ahead in worker count by a lot, but military count he's got to catch up for. Dragonstar could easily attack the monastery. I'm not really sure how easily that could be. Maybe a cripples drop could be good as well. Yeah, Barles got still a good amount of monks. With some knights over here, not too many, and then 4 conversions, Barles should be able to defend against whatever Dragonstar brings, but for the time being, Barles is significantly ahead in military count. Still only 1 relic though for Barles. Although he's going to collect the second one. I'm pretty sure he had the monk. Yeah, he's got the monk over there. And it seems like Barles got more than one monastery as well, because where's the other relic? Yeah, okay, so it's got two. Isn't this monastery within range of the Crepos? It is! Just Dragonstar stuck in a house. Well, after the house goes down, I believe the monastery is going to be next, unless he targets this house. Good defense for Barles. TC on the way now for the red player as well. He's got a military lead. I would certainly like for him to try and go forward, keep on putting pressure, given that Dragonstar is starting to pull ahead in villager count quite a lot. But it doesn't hurt for him to play a little bit more passive over here because... Okay, never mind. Dragonstar's attacking the lumber camp. But yeah, it doesn't really hurt too much for Barles to play a little bit more passive over here because in the later stages he's gonna be fine once again because of the extra relics. Assuming that he's able to hold on to a good amount of those relics, of course, and for that ideally he wants to go for a monastery on the back and he wants to keep the relics safe, obviously. Ballistics on the way for Dragonstar, alright. For the Crepos, the towers, PCs. And Barles? Barles starting to go into military once again. Pretty heavily. He's got 3 knights queued up on 2 stables. But given the amount of villagers he's got working on food, the amount of villagers he's got working on gold, I'd like for him to try and go for a 3rd stable, perhaps. Raids. I love it that he's splitting his army up into smaller groups so he's able to raid on the right hand side, left hand side, and at the back at the same time. I also like Dragonstar's Crepos positioning over here. It's quite good, and ideally he would want to get Crepos all around his base. Given these are much cheaper compared to castles, it's going to be a pretty straightforward way to defend his economy without having to go for too many extra units or having to garrison the TCs so long. As Crepos will be significantly more efficient at taking knights down compared to PCs, of course. Especially with chain bar and armor already from Barles. For Crepos for Dragonstar. This is not something that I am against of. I just really wish he had something to defend himself with as well, because if he's just gonna be going for 4 Crepos against all the TCs from Barles, he won't really have enough defenses over here to prevent Barles from counter-raiding, so... Just like this, you see? Let's take a look. We have 60 knights over here. So far, 28 kills. 22 villagers, 23, 24 villagers already! These units being able to get, and Barles is going for a 4 castle. Guys, Dragonstar starting to fall to pieces. Falling apart at the seams. Dragonstar is going to call it GG over there, and Barles doesn't have taken game number 2. He's looking really strong. There's a big difference in elo currently between both these players, and if somebody did hashtag match or exclamation mark elo space Dragonstar, exclamation mark elo space Barles, we are going to see exactly by how much that difference is, but I think it's probably going to be about 200 elo or so. Okay, so it seems like the match command is not working. We're gonna have to just do elo. But if I'm not wrong, at the very least as of 2 days ago, Barles was number 1 on the leaderboard. We'll take a look at that in a moment. So far though, it's been a pretty strong performance for him. We take a look at the achievements, we'll see a 6 to 5 kill ratio for Barles. We'll see for economy, a stronger economy for Barles, even if by a very small margin, it's only going to be 538 extra resources. Once for society, we have a higher worker count, higher max worker count for Barles. That is just 2 higher compared to Dragonstar, but this is what's more interesting to me. The total versus current count, 131 to 75 total versus current. Villager count for Dragonstar. That entails, of course, a 56 villager loss, if I'm not mistaken, throughout the game, while Barles, on the other hand, he ended up losing only 30 villagers over here, so he was much more effective with the raids. Well done. Once again, let's switch colors. And hashtag match should work now that we are into the game. So you could try it again. What do we get then for game number 3? It's Ethiopians for Dragonstar. And Barles is playing Byzantines, one of the ultimate trash unit civilizations, defensive civilizations. See archers on the way for Barles. For Dragonstar. Yeah, we'll see the archer range up as well. He's got a second archer range. There you go, thank you, Bree. Okay, yeah, there's the 300 Elo Delta right here between both these players, which is quite a lot. It's quite a lot. There we go. Alright, so it's pretty uneventful for the most part. There's not been a lot of time for the players to get too many units out, so it's still taking some time for Dragonstar to get the push going. But it seems to me like Barles should be able to defend just fine. Paying 25% less for skirmishes means that he's not really going to struggle against ranged units. Be it skirmishes from Dragonstar or even archers, right? So we see one archer going down already, 2 archers going down. I mean, this is not the best unit control from Dragonstar. He's trying to minimize the losses, but getting this close to the archer range when it was garrisoned, it's a little bit of a big oof over there. Yeah. There we go. Second archer range is finally on the way for Barles. So despite being on only 1 compared to the 2 from Dragonstar, he was still able to defend just fine. And you take a look at the military count and it's so much better for Barles. Obviously, he ended up getting a lot of extra units from Dragonstar compared to the other way around. So the fact that we have 12 to 8 military count right now for Barles and for Dragonstar, and that's after a 10 to 3 KD for Barles, means that Dragonstar, in order to catch up over here in military count, had to spend a lot of extra resources in military so far compared to Barles, which allows Barles to be the first player to click up to the castle age. Given the fact that Byzantines are a defensive civilization, wouldn't be surprised to see Barles just try and make a play for extra TCs in the castle age. Palaces are going to be stronger, his buildings are going to be stronger. Boy! Dangerously close to 4 years! Denmark! Thanks so much for the resub! Yes, we are getting very, very close to 4 years already. How is it going? Welcome back as well, I hope you're doing alright. You know, 4 years ago. Yeah, I think I started streaming about April, May 2018, but I was not doing any of this, right? I was not casting, hosting tournaments. And you've been there through the whole thing for the most part, I think. Yeah. I think you might have been here since almost the very beginning. I actually started streaming very consistently, because when I first started streaming, it was just, oh boy, the castle just here in Barles takes it serious already, damn. And I was just talking about my channel's history, and Dragonstar is just going to, you know, tap out over here. Wow, that is a 3-0 final score for Barles over here. I was kind of hoping to get at the very least 4 games out of this series. I mean, we're in the quarterfinal stages already, right? So it's going to have very strong players, and I was not necessarily expecting any clean sweeps like this, but Barles is going to take it. In some of the previous games, Dragonstar did get close to potentially taking the games himself. He did manage to get the lead at times, but it was not strong enough, and that's going to be the end of the game and the end of the series and the end of the road for Dragonstar in the tournament over here. So Barles will be moving on to the semifinals. We'll take a look at who he'll potentially face after we cast the next set, because we'll jump into that one in a moment, hopefully. I'm actually not really sure. I'm gonna have to take a look, because I noticed something on the spectator dashboard that makes me believe maybe the series is not over. We'll see. So yeah, for this one, we get a 74 kill ratio for Barles, a little bit higher than that actually. As short as the game was, the entirety of it was favoring Barles in terms of traits. Even if economy is a little bit stronger for Dragonstar over here, the fact that Barles managed to get out to the next stage already was quite telling as well. And the village count in the end was better for Dragonstar, but Barles going up so much faster could probably have gone for extra TCs and start pulling a lead. Let me take a look, as a matter of fact, to the resources to see if he was going to be able to afford that. Well, not right away. He didn't have the resources to go for the second TC, but he was going to eventually, and it seems like he was going to end up cleaning up Dragonstar's units over here as well. If he couldn't do it from the get-go, he was going to be able to do it for sure after he got Balking Arrow and potentially even Elite Skirmisher. So it's understandable for Dragonstar to call the GG over here. It's just very unfortunate that we get a clean sweep in the quarterfinal stage already. Chilling my feet up. I'm on sick leave the next 5-ish weeks after Toe's operation. I see. Oh, okay. I hope you're not in too much pain, and I hope you're going to recover. You're going to have a swift recovery. So yeah, I was saying you might have been there since the very beginning that I started streaming consistently, because at first I did like just once a week or something, then like twice a week for a month, then like 3 times a week. And then by the time I was up to more than that, you were probably already around. So one of the OGs for sure. Let me